What's good, y'all? This is Sir Champ, aka Champ Flexington, aka Big Champ on campus. Today I want to talk about a story that's been making a lot of waves in the producer community. This story's been making a lot of waves, but to me it looks more like a total wipeout. Know what I'm saying? So many people are gonna have so many jokes about surfing or water related activities. I'm sure by now everybody has heard waves f***ed up. That's to put it lightly, shot themselves in the foot. Here's what happened, right? So you go to the Waves website, right? It's no longer like just this thing that's like, hey, we're on sale, constantly on sale, like 100% of the time, except for like a couple of days randomly in May. You go to the website and it looks like it's like some kind of fancy new thing. It's Waves Creative Access. Start free now. They got a lot of pictures of young guru like all over the place, man. So you go here, start free, right? What is Waves Creative Access? It's a subscription service. You can either pay for it monthly or annually, and it's either $15, $25, or $149, $249. So you save 2 months if you pay for it all up front for the rest of the year. The difference is Waves Essential for $14.99, you get 110 plugins. The Ultimate, you get 220. This wouldn't be that bad of a thing if it was just something that they offered alongside everything else. The reason why everybody's pissed is that if you go to the products page, they don't sell any of their plugins anymore. You go here, audio plugins, it's all subscription now. You cannot buy an individual plugin anymore. Waves had put themselves in a situation where they became known as the budget plugin. Nobody buys the Waves plugin on the first day because it's going to go on sale like in a couple of days, if not a week or two. Guaranteed, by the first month of something coming out, it's super already on sale. If you want to do anything with a certain plugin, you kind of just have to get the whole subscription. It was something that was already kind of like an inconvenience, but most people would be like, all right, I'll bite. Was the Waves update plan. Buying your updates for, you know, this is the version 12, version 13, version 14 of the plugin. Now we have things that the plugin should have already had. Like, I think one of the updates was just the ability to stretch the plugin. They were charging for that, right? I think that was like in version 13. You can no longer do that, and you're kind of screwed if you're like on an older version of plugins and you have a Mac. Before, at least you could have paid like $10 per plugin to update whatever you need to be compatible with your system. Now you have to get the subscription plan if you want to update your plugin. I think that's kind of bullshit because it's literally just locking everybody out. Any customer that had a plugin willing to give you the budget price of $30 per plugin, you're gonna just like in their face, dude. Like the entire thing, the entire model for their subscription is so bad. Most people who have Waves plugins, they already have the ones that they need. They don't really need anything else. Every once in a while, they'll probably have like a cool plugin. All the plugins are just going to be on the subscription system. I wouldn't even be surprised if after this they're like, well, we're just going to drop banger after banger plugin because we need people to get on the subscription service, because literally everybody is roasting them and just hating on them because of this subscription service. This makes me think of one of the other subscription services that most people hate, Adobe, right? If you want to use anything, you kind of just have to like pay for the whole Adobe subscription. I think it's like $25 or $50. I don't know how much it was. I think it went down recently, but basically before Adobe was like, you want Photoshop? It's like $600. Then they're like, why don't we just have people pay this amount of money throughout the year? A couple of years, they will pay way more than the amount that they would have paid if they had one license for Photoshop in the old model, right? The only difference is that for Adobe, it kind of ended up like working out because unfortunately, if your company or a project that you want to make needs an Adobe plugin, you have to give in. There's like a lot of industry standards with like color grading and stuff like that. It has to be compatible with Adobe things. There are a lot of applications that you can use to take the job of Adobe, but there's certain things that only Adobe applications can do. Like no other thing can do it, you know? Like After Effects, there's like no real alternative that's free for that. So now bringing it back to the whole Waves thing, right? The reason why I don't think it'll work with Waves is that Adobe, some of the things you will need Adobe for. Waves is just a budget version of every other popular plugin. Autotune, Waves Tune Pro, Lil Ultra Boy, Vocal Bender, Vocal Synth, Ovox, Antares Harmony Engine, whatever the Waves Harmony plugin is called. There's like a million compressors, there's a million reverbs, there's a million vocal effects that they have on Waves. You could get a lot of those things just by different companies. SSL, Lake Digital, UAD, UVI has a bunch of really good effects, like just getting wild and stuff. And it's not like you need Waves to do autotune. You don't need Waves to do compression. You don't need Waves to do, mixing and mastering. A lot of people do have like the reliance on them, but they already own the plugin. So you're only going to turn off the core fans because of this, because of how much backlash they're getting. I really doubt that they're gonna be like making any new fans from this. The only way that they could save this subscription model in my eyes is if they still offered plugins that you could buy individually, even if they were never on sale anymore. Because you know how they always like, this plugin is worth $120, but we're putting it on sale for $30. Even if like they raised it to like their non-sale price, I think that would still be better, because people just want to buy things and like own them. They don't want to be relying on your servers and stuff like that, because a bunch of times when the Waves servers get overloaded, you suddenly can't use your plugins because it's like, well, I don't know if you have a legit version or not. I don't know if you're pirating the software. It's like, it's only hurting the people who legitimately buy your software, because people who pirate stuff, they're gonna find a way around it. And I'm not like condoning piracy, because I want people who work hard and develop things, and the programmers and all that, I want them to get compensated fairly. When you put so many hurdles in front of people, eventually they're just gonna be like, why bother with all of this when I could just go to a different company and just get what I want, or pirate it? And again, I'm not condoning piracy. So let's say that somebody does get this subscription thing. You're probably only gonna end up using about maybe 5 plugins at most. The rest you're just gonna ignore. So the value for the customer is so bad. It's like, yeah, you get 200 plugins for $25 a month. You're gonna be paying $250 when previously you could have just bought the 5 plugins that you would use for $150, and then that's it. Maybe like a couple of years, pay another $50 to do the update plan, and that's it, right? Even though that's a ridiculous thing. But anyway, let's assume that that's what you would have done, right? It's just so bad. Like, it's just such a bad business move. I will honestly be shocked if they don't backtrack on this, or if they don't do what I mentioned, which is just offer perpetual licenses for plugins just not on sale, for people to be able to buy the individual plugins they want. But doing something like that though will pretty much make it so that people are like, okay, they're the budget plugin company, but now they're no longer the budget plugin company, so I guess they're charging the correct rate for their plugins, just like everybody else is. Like, I don't know any other company that's like constantly on sale. It sounds like it's one of those things where you're devaluing your own products because you're saying they're worth $150 for sure, man. But hey, man, get them for $30 for like the last 4 or 5 years, right? So in the end, people come to expect that from you. You're like, this isn't worth $150. This is worth a $30 Waves plugin, right? So with stuff like that, it just seems like they back themselves up into a corner, realize what they did. And I mean, honestly, besides Unison, Waves is now, it's just like a meme company. Like, you don't really go to them because you expect quality. You're just like, yeah, that's the company that has Chris Lord algae all over the place. He worked with Blink-182. Well, that's cool. When's the last time Blink-182 made a good record? A lot of people kind of keep giving Waves a chance. Like, well, they do this, but they got some banger plugins for cheap. Well, you got to pay for the updates, but honestly, it's a good plugin. Now it's just like, there's no more excuses. It's just bad business, just shady. So that's my view, my take on it. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be a bunch of hate, and I'm like, they deserve it. All right, peace.